you kidding?
It's fine.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Did you get my glasses, sir?
Yes, I got it.
Joe Biden cognition test, take 6.
What does that mean?
It means, sorry, sir, Mr.
Sounds
President.
almost
It means this is
insulting,
the 6th
really.
time we're doing this.
I know it sounds almost insulting, but of course, I don't really take anything as insulting because all men are brothers, all women are brothers, all women are sisters, all men are brothers and sisters.
So we do have a few just simple questions to start off with.
Go ahead. The simpler, the more complicated is how I view it. It's a kind of a Zen concept. The simpler, the more complicated. That's how I see it. I learned that when I studied Zen philosophy under Mao Zedong. Yes, Mao Zedong. Have you heard of him? He had a restaurant in Palm Springs. It would have very incredibly good chicken dumplings. And I think before that, he had been a politician in China, but I could be wrong about that. Mao Zedong, he was a very, very famous guy, but I forget what he did in China, but he had a great restaurant out in the desert.
Mr. Vice President,
Yes.
concerning your house slave, what do you plan to manumit him if you are elected? And would you please introduce him to our audience?
This is not, this gentleman, this human being is by no means a house slave. His name is Glenn Miller. He is the son of a very famous band leader from the 40s, one of America's great eras. And he actually helps me get dressed and comb my hair and so forth. I mean, I could do it myself, but I like to give employment to people who need employment. And Glenn came to me. He was a boat person from Vietnam. And he came to me and he told me he was very, very good at combing people's hair and brushing their hair. I needed some. At that time, I had a little more hair than I have now. But he's been combing my hair now for decades.
Mr. Vice President,
Yes, sir.
what is your favorite smell?
Oh, I mean, well, I like women's hair. It depends on the perfume they're using on their hair, the shampoo, but I like women's hair quite a lot. I like French toast. American toast is fine too. Don't get me wrong. American toast, French toast, English muffins, great smell. Butter, good Iowa, Minnesota butter, good California butter. Tell me the question again. I'm
And
sorry.
if I could follow up on this,
I forgot the original question. I mean, I'm
what is
sorry.
your favorite smell? And if you have a favorite, is all hair? Does it all smell the same?
Does all air smell?
Hair.
No. Air. Air pretty much smells the same unless you're near a factory. Or, I really don't know. I'm still confused. Are you asking me about hair or air?
Yes, sir.
Hair or air?
Absolutely.
Well, sorry. I with respect, I don't think you're answering my question. I'm an old guy, and not that age means anything. Age is just a number, and but just being able to breathe the free air of America.
Did you say
He's never-
AIDS or age?
No, age. No. Although I have nothing against people who are HIV positive, they are just as human and American as everybody else. Well, a lot of people they're in there trying to mislead me all the time. I mean, that's what comes with leadership, is misleading. That's what comes with leadership. It involves a lot of people trying to mislead me, but they're not going to succeed. They will not succeed. I am a leader. And I mean, I'm not der Fuhrer. I'm not that kind of leader, but I am a leader who does not get misled, at least not for long.
Should you win the presidency, do you have any intention of changing the name of the White House to accommodate Glenn Miller?
I can be the presidential hairdresser.
He can be the presidential hairdresser, and he doesn't care what it's called. And I personally would prefer that it be just called America's House. America's House. The White House is a clearly racist reference and disregards the African-American freedom fighters who built it. Yeah, the America's House is good enough for me. And I'm not sure Glenn has a problem with it. Do you have a problem with that?
No, sir.
You don't need to call me sir. We're pals. We're all Americans. Say that
Mr.
again.
Vice President, Ben Boychuk from American Greatness. Can you speak about the effects of China's economics on your family's everyday life?
Absolutely. I think I told you that we eat at Mao Zedong's restaurant all the time. I only occasionally get a little bit of diarrhea from it, not very often, with much better results than most people get eating Chinese food. So that has a lot to do with my life. I think it appears on my boat. I think my boat was made in China.
I believe Mr. Boychuk had a follow-up question from American
Mr.
Greatness.
Boychuk?
Yes, and so in the similar
Why
vein,
your name is Boychuk because people who saw me when I was a little child used to call out, "Hey, Boychuk," and I don't know. Maybe we're related. Your name is Boychuk.
yes.
Boychuk.
maybe.
I like that a lot. Boychuk. I like that a lot. I think it means something in the Jewish language. I think it means something like incredibly brilliant young person.
I think that sounds about right to me. I wanted to just follow up on the China question. It's well known that your son Hunter has some business interests in China. I was wondering if he bought your boat for you.
Tell me the name again.
Your son Hunter? You remember your son Hunter?
My great kid, very smart, shrewd kid. I love him a lot. And something about a boat. Tell me about the question about the boat again.
Well, you had mentioned that you have a boat. Did your son Hunter?
A very beautiful boat. It's about 27 feet. Very, very beautiful boat. And I'm not sure where it was made, or I don't remember who gave it to me. I am something of an expert in chess. I often play in chess tournaments, and we get quite a lot of large audiences. I mean, chess is played all over the world, and we stream those. What is streaming? Okay, we put those on the computer all over the world, and I get paid a small amount per viewer, and so I get some money for that. And I'm not. Remind me again, what does chess have to do with my boat?
Your guess is as good as mine, sir.
Do people call out to you, "Hey, Boychuk," all the time? They used to do to me.
Day after day.
Hey, Boychuk. I love it. I love it.
Hour after
By the way,
hour.
I do not want it to be on the record that this is a Confederate flag, because it is a Union Jack. It is a British flag, and it is, I agree, to the uninformed person who knows nothing about the Civil War, it does look a little bit like the Confederate.
One follow-up, and this is
I
from
know you
Helen.
can have as many follow-ups as you want, sir. This isn't Russia.
No, I understand. I understand.
Russians are great people. They beat the Nazis. We know they're great people.
With respect, Mr. Vice President,
Yes, sir.
you do, however,
Yeah.
have a Confederate flag you're sitting next to.
That is
and
so
and wait, please,
Please.
Mr. Vice President, if I may, and you are in possession of a fugitive slave.
His name is Glenn Miller.
A fugitive you are in possession of a fugitive
This
slave.
man is not a fugitive slave, sir. This man is a Vietnamese escapee from communism who escaped on a boat with his family, saved them from communism. Not that there's anything wrong with communists. There are people too, but he is in no sense a fugitive slave, and I treat him very, very well, and he treats me very well. Look at my hair. Look, my hair looks fine. Well, sir, with respect, the Confederates apologized and freed their slaves. But there must be some difference there that I don't quite understand.
And apparently,
Wait,
Mr. Biden has lost his.
Wait a second. Oh my God! Wow.
Okay, Mr. Vice President,
We've
we've gone a little bit off the
Hair is
rails,
her beauty. A woman's hair is her beauty. That's what I've always said.
but we've gone a little off the rails of the cognition test.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Just
Go back
answer
on
a
the
few
rails.
simple
then, sir.
questions. What year
sorry?
is it? What year are we in?
That is really just about the dumbest question I've ever heard in my life. What does it matter what year we're in? Seriously, what does it matter what year we're in? 2020, but it doesn't really matter, not in the slightest bit. We're in a year when we are in a struggle to achieve racial equality.
That was very profound. Can you tell
God
us
bless you,
your
sir.
wife's name?
I'm sorry?
The name of your wife, sir.
You know, this isn't supposed to be like an application for medical school. It's just supposed to be basic questions. I think her name is Joan. It's Jill, of course. Jill, like Jack and Jill.
Thank you.
Jack and
Yes,
Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. I mean, everyone knows that.
but she didn't
Of
come
course.
down.
No, I
Louis,
don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I see no reason why she should go down. Mr. Vice President, this is a question for your aide,
Oh, okay, go ahead.
and please translate if he is not a native speaker.
He speaks perfect English.
How much Sanka does the Vice President drink on a daily basis?
It depends.
Thank you.
Mr. Buskirk, do you have any more questions for the
Yes,
Vice President?
Mr. Vice President, who's going to beat Joe Biden in the election this November?
Who's going to what?
Who's going to defeat Joe Biden in the election this November?
No one. Joe Biden is a cinch, a lead pipe cinch to be elected. There's no question about that. I mean, when you consider the failures of the Trump administration was fiddling around in the basement of the White House mess, and they came up with this virus that's now a pandemic, and then they sprayed it all around America from helicopters with White House clearly written on them. Why would we want to have somebody like that as president? And not only that, systemic racism originated with Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump owned thousands of slaves at his plantations throughout the southeastern United States. And it was only when I liberated them at the head of the Union armies that they were freed. I mean, that's basic history. I'm kind of surprised you didn't know that.
And a follow-up, have you ever met Barack Obama's vice president?
Yes, I have many, many times. Yes, I have. An incredibly capable fellow. I liked him a lot. He was like a brother to me, really.
Mr. Vice President, I just wanted to do a little word association with you.
Yes,
If you don't mind,
word
just the-
association. That's it. You are doing, with all due respect, you are making this like an awfully tough question. I did not claim to be a physicist. I did not claim to be an astronomer. So go ahead. I'll do my best. Go ahead. Okay.
Pastrami.
Oh, now see, here we go back to this allegation that I have somehow changed my appearance to look more Jewish. There is an old joke that pastrami killed more Jews than the Third Reich, but that is a vicious lie. Pastrami actually happens to be very good for you, and I admire very much the people who make pastrami and make it so delicious, and it happens to be very good for you. It's lean, it clears out the cholesterol in your arteries. So a pastrami, good thing, absolutely great thing.
What is the capital of Delaware?
The capital of Delaware, I believe, is Annapolis. I think that's
And
sorry, it's not Annapolis. It's Richmond. It's Richmond.
thank you, sir. You're passing this cognition test extremely well. We might
God
not
bless
have
you,
to
sir.
do
God
another.
bless you, sir.
We might not have to do another take. Can you tell us the first 5 world leaders you will call when you become president?
Say it again, please.
The first 5 world leaders you will call when you become president.
But why do I have to call any of them? I mean, why can't they come visit me? Why can't they fly over here and come visit me? Why do I have to call them? I mean, but all right, you want 5 world leaders. Charles de Gaulle. Again, I mentioned him a moment ago, Winston Churchill. I think one of my interviewers said Juan Valdez. I want to talk to him. I think we ignore people within our own hemisphere too much. So Juan Valdez. Let's see, Fidel Castro. A lot of people here don't like him, and he has done some very bad things. But he is a world leader. I think he deserves to be called. And I think, of course, I want to call Mao Zedong because he was a world leader before he opened his Chinese restaurant. Is that up to 5? Are we up to 5 or are we only at 4 now? I want to go back to the Boychuk guy. I like that name so much.
Okay, Mr. Boychuk.
Hey, Boychuk, get me a pastrami sandwich.
Okay,
Blue on blue, heartache on heartache. I'm sorry, go ahead.
What are your thoughts on the Black Lives Matters movement?
I would have said Gone with the Wind until it was pointed out that that was a racist diatribe that demeaned the black man and the white and also black woman. Let's see. Boogie Nights. That's a great movie. It's a great movie. Not much better than an old Southern Plantation. Oh my God, that hour went by incredibly fast. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message. Black lives matter so much. They matter so much.